Hey guys, it's Lupe here from Team Empire. And earlier this morning, we got the a long way to reveal of the Youthquake manga starter or protagonist's Rideline, and that is Gigant Arms, which is for me very exciting because I actually read the first volume of Youthquake, and it's very cool that a Brand Gate player was the main character. As to my knowledge, that's the first time that's happened where like a Stargate player or a Brand Gate player is like the main character, so that's very cool. And I was very excited to finally see his ride line. So today we're going to go over that along with some of the support cards that we saw and some cards that I think can work well in the deck. So to start off with, we'll go off with the starter. Silhouette Man, it's the same as every other D series starter. It's just when wrote upon, if you want second, draw a card. But he looks very cool, little astronaut man. Then next move on to the grade 1, Garter Silhouette. Auto, when this unit is placed by riding from Silhouette Man, search your deck for up to one Machinery's Factory, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck. So very similar to a lot of Brent grade 1s, like Rotis, the Eva, and Archite ride line. And the Hero, the grade 1, just being able to grab your set order right away, which allows for the deck to be played. We'll take a look at the set order in a little bit. We're going to continue on with the ride line. Moving on to the grade 2, Caesar Silhouette. Auto, when this unit is brought upon by Gigant Arms Silhouette, choose up to 2 cards with armed arms and their different card names from your drop and call them to up in rearguard circle. So once again, it hints to some support we're going to look at in a second, but this allows you to just immediately call out your main 2 attackers in the deck, which is pretty strong. And then we'll finish the ride line off with looking at the boss himself, Gigant Arms Silhouette. He has 2 skills, Auto, Vanguard Circle once per turn. At the beginning of your attack step, costs Soul Blast 1. Choose up to 2 of your rear guards with armed arms and each of their different card names and attach them to this unit. And then it explains what attaching is. Move the attaching units to Vanguard Circle as stand. They cannot attack. The attached unit gets their power continuously, and they are moved to Rearguard Circle at rest at the end of the turn. So meaning that Gigant Arms will gain the power from both of the arms, which is pretty strong. And then its second skill is Auto Vanguard Circle. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked, choose up to 1 of the units attached to this unit and move it to an open Rearguard Circle as stand, and it is considered no longer attached after being moved. So pretty strong. It allows for basically 4 attacks right away, because you will swing with your arms, attach them, and then detach 1 to get a 4th and final attack. So now we're going to look into the support that was revealed alongside with him, starting off with the set order that the grade 1 grabs you. And the set order is Machinery's Factory. It has 2 skills, both acts. The first one is Act, Order Zone, cost a rested card. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with armed arms and its card name from among them and reveal it. Put it into your hand if your drop has a card with the same card name as the one revealed, and discard it if your drop does not have it. If you added a card to your hand, put this card into your soul and shuffle your deck. So right away it helps you look for your 2 arms that, like I said, are your main attackers in the deck. Puts them in the drop zone, and usually that'd be kind of weird, like why are you pitching your main attackers? But remember, Caesar Silhouette, when he's run upon, automatically just brings them out from the drop zone. So you're basically just milling your deck for attackers that you'll get later. And then it helps fuel soul, because the deck can go through a bit of soul depending on how you build it. And then the second skill is Act Order Zone. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Silhouette in its card name, cost, put this card into soul, choose up to 2 armed cards with armed arms and their different card names from your drop and call them to open rearguard circle. So it just helps with consistency. Let's say you're going into your turn 4 and you pursue on a road, but you have no arms in your hands, but this is still in your order zone. You can just put it into soul and call them both out if you've intercepted with them, or maybe they were retired by your opponent. You're not wasting anything from hand. You just put the straight into the soul and you call them back out. Basically, I mean, it has the cost penalty to soul, but you're not paying any CB cost or soul blast cost, so that helps quite a bit. And now we'll take a look at the armed arms themselves. So the first one is armed right. Auto Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Silhouette in its card name, cost Counterblast 1. Choose 1 of your opponent's grade 2 or greater rear guards, retire it, and this unit gets power plus 5k until end of that battle. So it helps with removing pesky rear guards and it gains power. Can be pretty useful in certain matchups, especially if you're going first. And then the second one is Armed Arms L, or for left. It has auto Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. This unit attacks a Grade 3 or greater Vanguard. If you have a Vanguard with Silhouette and its card name, cost Counterblast 1 and draw a card. To me, this is the stronger out of the two arms because you can use this 3 times in a turn. You can swing with it, pay the cost, draw. Then attach it to your Vanguard, swing, pay the cost, draw. And then using your Vanguard skill, detach it to swing again and draw another card. So if you have 3 CB, you can draw 3 cards, not including your draw for turn and your drive checks. So I mean, that's pretty strong because without Persona Ride, that's like 6 cards to your hand. With Persona Ride, that's 7. So a very strong skill, allowing you to keep up with some of the stronger decks, or decks that can draw a lot of cards like Youth Burke. So that's pretty good. And then one more card is revealed for its support, and that's Bustling Mechanic Rodney. Has 2 skills: continuous Rearguard Circle. If you have a Vanguard attached this turn, he gets power plus 10k, so it becomes an 18k booster. And then auto back row Rearguard Circle. At the end of the battle that your Vanguard with Silhouette and his card name attacked a Grade 3 or greater Vanguard. If your front row has no rear guards, cost Soul Blast 1 to stand this unit. So basically, he's meant to boost one of your arms. Then when you attach them to Gigant arms, he'll gain plus 10k power. And then at the end of the battle, Gigant arms attacked, his skill and Rodney's skill will be on standby. And so you just choose Rodney first, Soul Blast 1, stand him, and then you choose Gigant arms to detach one of the arms, and you have another attacker, which is pretty strong. And then what's cool about Gigant arms is they actually did a little Q&A this morning, and they have confirmed that if you Persona Ride and you attach, you get the power of both arms. So it'll be a 63k attacker without any triggers. So that's pretty cool. And then they'll still keep it when they detach. And then when you put triggers on it, let's say you hit a front trigger. I think front triggers are very strong in this deck. Your front row will gain plus, 10k each unit. So he'll gain plus 30k, making Gigant arms attack even stronger. Basically forcing a PG from your opponent's hand every turn if they're scared that you're going to crit sack them. Or they'll just no guard it, and then you have the option to crit sack them or hit the OT. So that's pretty strong. And then now we'll take some cards that I think work well in the deck. Starting off with the cycle card, the Grade 3 cycle card from Festival Collection, Elvard X Striker. This card works very, very well in this deck because for those who don't remember, he has 3 skills. One of them is that if your opponent's drive check reveals, or drive or damage check reveals a trigger unit, he gets plus 10k power, plus 10k shield. So he can be a 23k attacker or booster with one of his other skills, but you can also use him early game to just put him on the Guardian Circle, and he'll get plus 10k. So you can guard with him very early. And then his other skill, which is the one that's really strong in the deck, is an Axe skill. Once per turn, cause Soul Blast 1 to perform all the following. Until end of that turn, he gets boost and plus 2k power. So without a trigger unit, he's a 15k booster to your arms. And then if your opponent reveals or if they get a damage trigger, or they get a trigger check in their damage step, he'll get another plus 10k power, which is pretty strong. So you just have these behind your arms, behind your Vanguards, making it even harder to guard. And then, the deck can eat through CB quite a bit if you're trying to use both arms each turn, or like I said earlier, using the left arm to draw 3 cards a turn. So to help with that, I think counter charges are kind of iffy in this deck because most of the Brant counter charges, if not all of them, need set orders, or they're very specific, like the Orpheus ones that need you on Abyssal Dark Knight, which basically require set orders anyways. So you could run Bulbul Mine, see if that works, maybe 2 or 3 copies. I definitely don't think a playset. If you want some on-hit pressure, there's the Trample Monster Mega Grago. Again, they both require set orders, so if you don't need to use your set order and you keep it in the set order zone, that's great. You'll be able to get counter charge off them, but it's kind of iffy in here. Again, it doesn't really need it. You just have to be able to manage your resources pretty well, but like I said, you can go crazy and just CB 3 in one turn. And another card I think that could be useful in here is Panteray, if you really wanted to cycle. Just keep putting your arms in drop, or just thin your deck so you can hit triggers and make your Gigant arms more stronger along with your armed cards. But the problem is with that is it'll eat through soul pretty quickly, because if you're running X Striker, you're going to want to use the soul for that. and you also need the soul, at least one soul each turn, to attach your arms. So you just got to be careful with your soul management. Same thing if you're using Rodney. I mean, that's 2 soul a turn without even using X Strike or a Pantera if you want to use both of those cards. But and that just comes with resource management. But overall, I am very excited for this deck. Can't wait for it to come out. The physical copy in English. I think it's a pretty fun deck. Very cool that it's basically Legion. I've been asking for like Legion to come back on like an encounter Rideline or something like that for a while. I know it's not exactly the same as Legion, but it's pretty close. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I have for this time, guys. Comment what y'all think, letting us know what y'all think of the Rideline. If you're excited for the rest of the reveals we have with Chaos, then we still have Eva, and I believe Tamayuta coming soon. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.